Hey everybody, with John Walk, Jeff Reinhart here. Welcome in for another week of LL Sports Update. Welcome in. I wish we had more news for you, but the weather has been ridiculous. A lot of baseball teams and softball teams have yet to get on the field, which is unbelievable. But we'll touch on that. We'll touch on some lacrosse and volleyball and all kinds of things going on. We have a couple football notes for you as well coming up. So to kick it off this week, let's go girls lacrosse. Give us a season preview and how it's going so far this spring for girls lax.
Yeah, and by the way, I bought this tie at a flea market. It's a lacrosse tie. I've been waiting all year to finally debut it, so happy about that. And yeah, lacrosse plays in the elements, man.
Nice.
No postponements, although there was that, March 24th, the first Saturday, when everything was postponed from that huge snowstorm. But after that, they've mostly been out there, and so far, so good. It's going to be another awesome lacrosse season again. For the girls lacrosse side, we'll start Mannheim Township, the powerhouse there. We all know they've won the last 8 league tournaments.
Wow.
They entered the season with a 59-game LL League regular season win streak. I believe as of this recording, they're now up to 61 straight games. That streak stretches the whole way back to 2013. I also wanted to mention 8th year coach Mark Pinkerton. He's now entering this week. He was at 146 career wins.
Wow.
So he's 4 wins away from 150. And Township, they have about a dozen players back with major varsity experience. Goalkeeper Haley McCullough, defender Ashley Wanger, defender Aaron Gingrich, defender Julianne Walker, and then at attack and draw control, Maris Large, I believe she already is committed to a D1 program. She's back as well. Midfielders Lucy Savetic and Ashlyn Campagna, and then attacks Shannon Elias, Taylor Copan. Also wanted to mention defender Abby Laubach. Plus, Mannheim Township gets back Lizzie McBride. She's a senior. Ooh. She had her 2017 season wiped out due to a season-ending knee injury. She's back in 2018, and she's been awesome so far. She's super tall. She's super good. That name might sound familiar because her older sister, Emily, is currently playing at University of Virginia. So Lizzie is following her footsteps a little bit, but trying to make her own path. So yeah, Township is the team to beat there once again. And wouldn't be surprised they're going to contend for the LL League and probably District 3 crowns, and we'll see what they can do in states. Challengers to Township, I would have to say, again, Lancaster Country Day, Lancaster Catholic, and Lampeter Strasburg. They're always back there. I'll hit Lampeter Strasburg again here in a bit. Turning it around, I wanted to mention Cedar Crest, Elizabethtown, Conestoga Valley, all 3 teams that finished under 500 last year, but they all have a ton of talent back and looking to be possible get postseason bursts this time around. I also wanted to mention new coaches. I believe we have 5 of them. Ooh. Anthony Sinico at Cedar Crest. He's a Cedar Crest alum, so I'm going back to his alma mater. He was an assistant there with the Falcons these last few seasons. Cheyenne Benson, she's the new head coach at Elizabethtown. That name might sound familiar because she is a Mannheim Township and Lancaster Bible College grad. She played soccer at Township, and then she played, I think, both soccer and lacrosse at Lancaster Bible College, and they're off to a really good start so far. Caroline Lovett, Penn Manor alum, she's back to her alma mater at Penn Manor, leading the Comets. She also played D3 lacrosse at Washington College back in the day. And then finally, Claudia Ovchinnikoff. She is the new head coach at Lampeter Strasburg, and the LS girls, they're coming off back-to-back, I believe, 11-win seasons, which was the most in one season for that program as a whole. And now they're under new leadership, and she's looking to take them a step forward. Claudia Ovchinnikoff, she's a quality name there. This time 20 years ago, she was the NCAA Player of the Year at Temple. Wow. She went on to be an assistant coach for a few years at University of North Carolina, which, for those who aren't familiar with the lacrosse circles, North Carolina is one of the best programs in the country, men's and women's side. She got out of the coaching game, eventually moved to Lancaster. She's been an assistant at Lancaster Country Day these last few years, and now first-time high school head coach at Lampeter Strasburg. Nice. And we caught up with the Lampeter Strasburg girls this week, so we throw it to those interviews out at LS. Coming to a new place, sometimes coaches try to figure out, okay, what are we good at? What are our strengths? What's areas of improvement? What have you kind of recognized as far as this season? What do you expect to be pretty good at, or what you're excited about?
I think our biggest thing is the amount of girls that came out with our experience. We have 9 seniors, I think 10. We have a lot of players that have been playing for a little while, so I think with that, that's going to really help us. Yeah,
and as far as areas of improvement, just in these first few weeks, what are you really trying to work at to get better at this point?
Working as a team, the confidence, I think a lot with girls at this age or girls that I've worked with, confidence is the biggest thing. They're afraid to make mistakes, and I've tried to encourage them to make mistakes because that's the only way they learn. If they don't make those mistakes, they can't learn. So being able to just get out there and hustle and to let it happen.
What's just been the adjustment process so far for you under a new, I guess, regime?
Yeah, well, it's definitely been a lot of fun, new environment, a lot of girls this year. It's just a big adjustment going from 2 different coaches, 2 different coaching styles, but she's very active with us. It's a lot of fun. Good practice every day. You get to come in and learn something new.
What's it been like in the off season with this group? Like you guys as the juniors and seniors, have you gotten together and been working hard together at all, practices?
I feel our 2 grades have been playing for the longest out of most people in LS history. We were some of the big grades that came up. And we did Nook this season, which was awesome. I love doing that indoor league. And we're meshing together well. A lot of girls are staying after practice, so it's just a winning mentality. Everyone's really committed this year. So,
what do you expect out of this group moving forward?
I expect a lot. I mean, I've always been super optimistic about our team, but this year I really feel like we're going to be very competitive, hopefully with hanging in the top teams.
All right, thanks to Lancaster-Strasburg players and Coach Ovchinnikoff for making time for us this week. What's going on in boys volleyball?
They're actually playing boys volleyball because it's inside. Yeah, no postponements yet. Hey, a fun girls lacrosse thing while I got you.
Sure.
You said Township's winning streak goes back to 13.
Yeah.
I actually covered the last time they lost an LL game. It was at
Penn
Penn
Manor.
Manor, and I was
Overtime,
there.
I think.
I think that was a while ago. Man,
And
they're really good.
Township parents are still upset about that last one. Anyway.
Let it go. 5 years ago. You're doing just fine, Township. You're doing just fine. Okay, boys volleyball. Here's the rundown. Everybody's played a couple of matches, couple of league matches. There were some preseason tournaments. Hempfield won the Joust tournament, which is a really good statewide, prestigious tournament. A lot of big teams come in and play that in Landisville every year. Hempfield won that. Beat Cumberland Valley, another really good District 3 team in that final. So, a couple of state-ranked teams to get it started. Pennsylvania Volleyball Coaches Association, Hempfield number 3 in the state in AAA, not bad. Mannheim Central Barons, with all but 1 kid back from last year, number 1 in the state in Class AA, and they could stay there for a while. Mannheim Central's going to be really, really good. Okay, quick starts. Section 1, 3 undefeateds out of the chute. Hempfield 2-0. Conestoga Valley 2-0. I think they could be a big-time sleeper. Barton's back. Lamb is back. Look out for the Buckskins. I think they could definitely push here in Section 1. Mannheim Township, the reigning league champ. Streaks beat Mannheim Central in last year's final. They're also 2-0. Big match alert. Thursday night, I'll be there in Landisville. Mannheim Township at Hempfield. A couple of 2-0 teams going at it. Warwick also with 2 wins. Warriors are 2-1. I think Coach Gajecki and his team should be better. They only had 2 wins last year, but they had a lot of kids back. They have a couple of good non-league wins already, a couple of shutouts against Wilson out of Berks, which is always really good. So I think Warwick could make a leap up here. I think Penn Manor's going to come back to the pack. Comets won Section 1 last year, and then they lost 7 stud seniors, like all-star kids. They lose Ruben Kemmerer, the setter who was the section MVP. They lost all-state kids, including Fry, who was an awesome outside hitter. So I think Penn Manor might come back to the pack. Got to see them Tuesday over at Hempfield. Hempfield beat them up pretty bad, 3-0, and the scores were really not close. It was not pretty. So Penn Manor off to an 0-3 start. It's odd to see the Comets with an 0 for here to start, but I think they will get better. But Coach Telesco has a bunch of new kids trying to teach fundamentals, baby steps. Penn Manor's never down for long, so I think they'll be back. But I think if you're looking at Section 1 pecking order, I think it's Hempfield's to lose. Ian Flood is back, terrific hitter. Gavin Hanselman's back, terrific hitter. They have an experienced Libero back. They have an experienced setter back. Tons of size. De La Torre can kill. Wilson can kill. Willig can kill. So I think Hempfield kind of gets back to being Hempfield this year. Knights didn't win anything last year. Didn't win the section, didn't win the league, didn't win the district, didn't win the state. 1 year after winning the state title. So I think Hempfield's hungry. They have the talent. They have the weapons. They have the experience. And they have the motivation. So I'm going to circle Hempfield for Section 1. Keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on CV and Township with Chris Palladino, who's a really good outside hitter and can really spike. He's fantastic. Okay, Section 2, Mannheim Central. Barons are coming off a monster season. Ran away with Section 2, got to the LL final, lost to Township. District semis, state semis in AA, and they are loaded. 3 all-state kids are back. Tyler Stauffer, terrific hitter. Ben Burkhart, great setter, and Mason Nisley, who pound for pound might be the best all-around player in the LL, and he's only a junior. Fantastic at the net, above the net, kills, spikes, blocks. He does it all. and a great skip jump serve. He's phenomenal. So Mason Nisley, remember the name. Mannheim Central is going to be terrific. As mentioned, number 1 in the state. I think Cocalico is going to be there. They lose Isaac Carpenter, who was a really good hitter, but the Eagles have some kids back. They're 2-1. Lone loss was to Mannheim Central. And I think Lancaster Mennonite could push. They have some size. Conrad Martin's back. Stephen Bach is back. Their setter's back. Mennonite's off to a 2-1 start as well, but everybody's chasing Mannheim Central in Section 2. Sorry, everybody. Did the predictions. I have Hempfield winning Section 1. I have Mannheim Central winning Section 2. I think that will be your LL final. Central was there last year. They should be motivated to win it all. We'll see if the Barons are starting to peak come LL playoffs. Okay, that's your volleyball update. Anxious for the season. And again, I will see you Thursday night over at Landisville for Mannheim Township at Hempfield. And that's a really good Section 1 match. And we'll see how that race starts to open up here with Conestoga Valley also undefeated here in the early going. Okay, Tim Gross, our track guy du jour. We've had some track meets.
Yeah.
So Tim sent along a note, and here's what's going on with LL track. Take it away.
Yeah, the McCaskey girls pulled off a dramatic 76-75 win in their home opener against Cedar Crest Tuesday with the final score tied at 75. The Red Tornado earned the tiebreaker with the most first-place finishes, including wins in 3 relay races. The McCaskey boys completed the dual meet sweep of the Falcons with an 84-65 win to improve their record to 2-0. Also on Tuesday, Donegal opened its season with a pair of wins over visiting Lancaster Mennonite. The boys won 114-25, while the girls scored a 113-28 victory. Penn Manor's Taraji Whitfield represented the LL League over the past weekend at the Pennsylvania Track Classic at Plymouth White Marsh. Whitfield won the 110-meter high hurdles final in 14.39 seconds, in the 300-meter intermediate hurdles in 39.37 seconds. Both were top times in the state at the end of the first week of the season. And again, stay tuned with Tim Gross all season. He'll have all your track and field stuff.
No
all
doubt.
right, baseball and softball, are they even playing?
No, not yet. Hey, good job with Taraji.
Yeah.
I was a little worried on that one. Good
he's
job.
a Penn Manor alum. And, I saw something on one of the track websites. He's all over the place, man. After such a great weekend, he really turned some heads there. Yeah.
Top times in the state already?
Yeah.
That's impressive. Good job to him. Okay, baseball and softball. Diana Pugliese will be on baseball when that finally gets rolling, and Dave Byrne will be on softball when that gets going. I was perusing the standings as of this recording. I couldn't believe this. 4 baseball teams have yet to play a game.
As of Wednesday morning.
As of Wednesday morning, and 13 softball teams have not played a game yet.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
It's just going to be back-to-back games like all the final weeks of the season.
This is when I would not want to be an athletic director, because these guys and gals are on the phone every morning. When can we play? We got to reschedule. When do you have a day open?
I saw one of our friends, Pat Huggins, out at Lebanon Paper. He was joking around, but just saying eventually we're going to reach a point with baseball and softball. We're just going to have to cancel the regular season and just do a massive District 3 tournament to decide who wins.
Set up a big bracket and everybody gets in, and
this weather's crazy.
Roll the dice. It's been an awkward spring with this snow, and I think it's supposed to snow again this coming weekend. So who knows what's going to get played? But 4 baseball teams and 13 softball teams, LL, have yet to play a game. That's crazy. Okay, housekeeping. You got a couple LL notes. Go ahead.
Absolutely. As of this recording, Wednesday morning, by the time you guys watch this, the LL League senior girls and boys basketball games will have been played. So check out the basketball page on LancasterOnline.com for all of that coverage. We have reporters out covering both games on Wednesday night. That's at Hempfield. I'm sure it'll be a good one. And you also wanted to mention, speaking of girls basketball, a couple of basketball notes already.
Yeah, a couple of coaching vacancies already here. We've only been out of the season for a couple of weeks, but Ryan Shannon at Anvil Cleona has moved on. I believe he took another job somewhere. So Ryan was just at Anvil for 1 season. Not a great season for the Dutchman. They've kind of been in retooling mode here for the last couple of years. And Todd Moyer at Ephrata will not return. Mounts had a really good season, and they're young. They return all 5 starters next season, wow. So that Ephrata job will be mighty interesting. Somebody's going to walk into a good situation there with the Mounts. So Moyer and Shannon out as girls coaches in the LL. Sorry to report that. Last thing this week, LL football, wow. Evan Simon, Mannheim Central quarterback, the sophomore, wowed us in the fall, took Central to the section title, district title states. Gaudy numbers, running, passing. He was phenomenal for a sophomore. Saw on the Twitter machine this week, he already has an offer as a sophomore, 10th grader. Major college, West Virginia, already offered a full ride to Mr. Simon at Manheim Central. And that's got to be the tip of the iceberg for him. You got to think more are coming, yes?
Yeah, because not only that, but he's been posting stuff just over the last few weeks of all these visits to a lot of the major football programs across the country.
Yeah.
And sometimes you look at that and you wonder, well, he could have just scheduled those and went there. Who knows if they're actually interested? Yeah, they actually are with West Virginia on board. That's going to be probably the first of many.
Absolutely. It'll be fun to follow him, and we kind of had an inkling. I remember in August seeing him throw for the first time.
Well,
I was like, wow.
A lot of his numbers, I think, matched or surpassed Smoker's.
Yeah,
I know he played a lot more games, obviously.
He did, but yeah, single season passing mark, and Simon's going to be special. Barons are going to be special, so get used to Manheim Central for a couple more years. Sorry, Section 2 and District 3. So Evan Simon, West Virginia offer. Okay, John, I think that's it. Hopefully teams get out on the field and start playing some actual games this week.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we have the snowstorm coming up this weekend, so it could be even more postponements. All right, for Jeff Reinhart, I'm John Walk. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next week.